Mm, 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 mm.
Hi.
What's up?
Good morning. Ay,
I ain't seen all y'all's faces in a minute. How are y'all?
We're
good,
good.
good.
Just received our pay and we're happy.
You said what?
We've just received our pay already and we're very happy right now.
Type, type what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying.
Ah,
Say it or say it a little slower. There, you thought I was about to fire you?
yes, all the time.
Nisi laughing. She texts me. She's like, "I saw what you said on your story." No, I got somebody calling. So y'all crushing it. But just received our pay. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so a couple of things. So everybody went through that video, and we all happy. Thank you. So everybody went through that video. What was like the biggest takeaway that you guys got from that video that I sent you guys yesterday?
Alright, let me go first. So I think it's building rapport in our messaging. I think that's what we're lacking of right now. And maybe because we're too much focused on quantity over quality. So maybe that's one of the reason why.
Okay, about and I should know this number, but about how many are we doing a day? Like how many outbound messages?
Averaging on 80 to 90 plus on TikTok per shift.
Okay, and that's across everybody.
Yeah,
Okay, so 80 to 90.
each.
Oh, 80 to 90 each.
Yeah,
Okay, shit. So about that's a lot. It's about 240 or 8 24. Yeah, about 250 a day. Okay, about how many people are responding? I know that first message that you guys have been sending has been working really well. Um, we can't send the same message, so if that style is working, maybe change up the wording because eventually we're gonna get blocked for sending the same message. And are you guys already doing that? Like, are you kind of changing up the first message?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I know. Just like the like you have a sick physique or insane physique. I know that's been working really well. People have been responding to that.
yes.
But yeah, I guess the rest of y'all can answer like what your biggest takeaway was from that video.
Me, I think we need to slow down. Yeah, just like Fred said, we need to focus more on the struggle of the person, so we can understand and we can say the right words. So we need to personalize the message according to their needs. Yeah,
Right. Right. So like making them feel heard in the messages rather than just taking them through the script, but
we need
actually
to understand.
acknowledging like what they're saying and then responding in regards to what they're saying and not just trying to push them to the call because then they feel like they're being sold. I got a message just now. I got a notification. He was like what are you selling? And it's like people are gonna know that we're trying to sell something like when they go to the page, um, but you want to make it seem less as you want to make you want to make it as sound as least salesy as possible. So, what about you, Neri? Like, what did you take from that?
We just have to improve
Girl, we cannot
on
hear you.
sorry.
No, you're okay.
No,
I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe
Maybe the internet, Neri.
I guess it could be the internet. Maybe if your phone is set up on something, it might be doing that.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah, that was way clearer.
For me, I think we should more focus the way we message the our clients. I think for me, uh, I'll message. Just like per se. I'm just concentrating to book call. That's why we're what do you sorry.
No, you're okay.
I For me, I think I'm just focusing to book a call. That's why my messaging are uh too uh too aggressive
Yeah,
or
like
too
pushy.
fast. Yeah, too fast to for them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna run you guys through some messaging because I'm on Instagram right now doing it, and we're gonna increase the spend. And I don't know if I'll be able to. And I'm working with a team now. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Tanner Chittister, but they're running a lot of the ads, and there's ways I think to get you guys into Instagram, but it's what I may do is I may just book a call with one of the girls and then have her get everybody set up because they were saying something about having like a proxy, so we all have the same IP address rather than just the VPN. So apparently the VPN, like you only need to use that to log in the first time, and then once we get you logged in, then we get on the proxy, and then everybody has the same IP address. Um, and then you can't just have a bunch of people in the page at once. But let's go through a call that I just booked, and let's work through it. So let's see. You guys can see my screen.
Yes.
All right. So this came from an ad, but sent the trigger word, the automations, and then he didn't respond. Now, because he didn't respond, or I don't know if he booked a call or what. Before he didn't book a call before, but I don't know if he was looking at it or what. But um, I went into the DMs because I don't think I think I checked and he didn't book a call. So I was like, all right, do you trade full time? Now, the reason I did that is because one, I went to his page and I saw he was a day trader. But two, I'm connecting with him, right? Like I'm not just um, I guess it is relevant, like what he does to business, but it's really not. Like I'm just asking about him as a person. I'm not like trying to sell him anything off rip, right? So, do you trade full time right now? Hey, currently I'm a day trader for a big company. With that, I only work about 2 hours a day in the morning, right? So we know that he has the time to take on another business venture if he wants to. I've been heavy into fitness lifestyle for over a decade. I have a physique to show for it, humbly speaking. I just really want to help others understand the importance of working out and moving. I want to be able to take this $25,000 a month. Um, I'm not sure if this was an automation. I think this was the automation. Yeah, I think he triggered the automation. But he said, I've got almost everything ready to go, payment, contract, niche. I said, so he said he wants to do a 3 month minimum. So this is where product knowledge, like what we're selling, actually comes into play. So we do 16 weeks minimum, like 4 months. We sell a 4 month fitness package is what we teach the coaches that we work with to sell, right? So he said he wants to do 3 weeks. So first thing I did is gave him some value. So I said, no, let's not do 16 weeks. Let's not do 3 months, which is 12 weeks. Let's do 16 weeks, right? So I'm leading with value, and I say, all right, we'll up the monthly a bit. Do you have a good amount to put in the ads, or are you wanting to start building organically? So I'm actually responding to the stuff that he's saying, right? He's saying he wants to charge this. I'm saying we're going to increase that. He's saying he wants to do this time frame. I'm saying we're going to increase that. I'm giving him value whilst talking to him. He said that's quite the jump. If I want to start with ads, what's a good number to start with? So what he's doing when he starts to ask questions is he's controlling the frame. He's taking control of the frame of the conversation, right? So what I have to do is I have to respond to what he says. Sometimes you don't have to, but what I'll do is I'll respond kind of vaguely, and then I'll take the frame back by asking another question. So it honestly depends on what you're comfortable with. It's a very vague answer, and it's the truth. But there's more context that I would need in order to give him an accurate answer, right? So if you don't know the answer, you can be kind of vague, and then I'm back to the script, right? So what's been your biggest struggle getting started? Because he already gave me his goal, right? He said his goal was to hit 25K a month. So gave him value, boom, 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 boom. What's your biggest struggle? All right, so probably just knowing where to go with what I have to offer. I can help people. I know that. I don't know how to find these people, especially ones who pay 500 plus for a 16-week commitment, right? So he doesn't know how to go and get clients. So knowing how to sell and then market / go get clients. How long have you struggled with that for? Biggest struggle, identify the bottleneck, right? And then create the gap. How long have you struggled with that for? I'm confident that I can sell, yada, 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 yada. I haven't even started getting leads. I took care of the back end stuff first. Okay. So clarity on how to book more calls or calls in general. Have you ever had a business consultant before to help with that? So I'm addressing what he's saying, and then I'm asking the question. What you got? What a lot of times when I look in the DMs and what I looked at yesterday, and I was like, what the fuck? We're like, question. Do you want to hop on a call? Right? Not even addressing the things that they're saying. Right? So he's giving me what he needs help with. So I'm saying, all right, clarity on how to do this. Clarity on how to do this. All right, have you ever had somebody to help? So that's what you guys are missing, right? The framework that I like to use is acknowledge, respond, question. Now, respond, essentially what that looks like is like, it's a little different in B2B. I think when we were doing fitness coaching, I think the respond was a little bit more necessary because it was a very emotional sell. With this being a little bit more logical, a lot of times you can cut that out and you can just acknowledge what they say and then ask the next question. But if you're just question, it sounds salesy and they feel like they're talking to a bot, right? So, yeah, book calls, finding leads. And then he answered my question. No. All right. Do you think having that guidance plan would help? I'd assume so. Would you be down to hop on a call? I'm interested. It just depends on what you need or if I can even help because we never give the price. Over DMs, would you be down to schedule time to see if we can help? Sure. 5 minutes, fill it out. Yep. Boom. I sent the link. Knocked that out. Text me done. Locked in. Sent me his physique. I sent what I used to look like. Asked him another question, and then boom. Now, what I don't want you guys doing is, because I've seen it, is that, like, you guys can respond a little after they book. Because if a lot of these people aren't showing up, it's because they feel like you're trying to sell them in the DMs. It comes off very salesy. Like, if you're not building relationships with these people in the DMs, it significantly drops the likelihood of them actually showing up to the call. And then another thing that I'll see is I'll go into the archive messages, and we'll have people archived that could have been sold. Like, the response that they gave did not mean that they didn't want a fitness coach. It just required you to think about a way to maneuver around the response that they gave. So I know we talked about this like last year about not necessarily being more aggressive, but just being a little bit more persistent, right? Digging. I don't want you guys to give up. Like, if these guys are responding, right, with the amount of responses that we get, I don't want to just not book somebody because we're not doing our due diligence and actually trying to get around whatever vague objections they're giving us in the DMs. Because a lot of times they're not even real objections. Like, it's bullshit. Like, well, I don't know if I have enough time, or I'm in college. All right, well, do you DoorDash? Do you do anything on the side? Like, just because somebody says they're in college doesn't mean they don't have a side job, right? That's a question that you have to ask for a lot of these kids, right? But a lot of times somebody will say, well, I'm in school, and you'll be like, all right, archive. It's like, well, he's in school, but you don't know if he's working or not because you didn't ask. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. August. Okay, that was something right now. They said they won't be. How long have you been on your fitness journey? Yo, thanks, man. Appreciate it. 12 years, but really taking it seriously. How about you? Respect versus really pays off. The only way to win. All right, so he asked the question, right? So if you don't know the answer to this, make some shit up, right? How about you? And I've seen this a ton of times. Like, we're not acknowledging what they're saying. How about you? You guys could say 5 years. You could say 10 years. You could say fucking 2 years. I don't give a fuck what you say, but you have to respond. You can't just ignore their question because then they feel like they're not heard. When they feel like they're not heard, the likelihood of them continuing the conversation is low, right? How about you? Respect broke sister really pays off. And then you could answer that. And then, so acknowledge. So that was the acknowledgement. Respond. You respond to that question. And then you ask your question. Right, the only way to win. Totally agree. So I turn to coaching too. How's it going, or where's the business at now? Business picking up. Yeah, you do online coaching as well. It's looking like I'll be able to pay all my bills this month through my coaching program. So God is good.
I
For a
just
few years
created
back then,
it.
so now I'm. Huh?
I just invented it. The response. I don't know if that's actually true, but that's what.
It lagged. I didn't hear you. What'd you say? I can hear you now. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
What'd you say? Ferds? Oh, you just said that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was like just now. This guy seems like you hit the goal this month. Whatever you're looking to pull up every month. There we go. That's a good response. Um, as consultant for fitness coaching, it seems like you hit the goal this month. Um, all right, let's go into Adam. Okay, we messaged him a while back. Did my message go through? Thanks, mate. Started back in 2024, on and off. Started back 5 years ago, or 5 weeks ago. You have two adorable sons. That's good. How old are they? Thanks, mate. 7 and 2. All right, this dude's clearly not in the U.S. because he's saying mate. But awesome. What do you do now for work? You look like a coach too. Just working construction. I'm not a coach. Been training. So I had a big break in my late 20s. Fell off the wagon a bit. But work, you're in good shape. Bro's your aesthetic. You'd rip. It's a good message. Thanks, brother. Army fitness coach, been still for fitness coaches. Online coaching is where the money at, for real. Or a busy person, then good on you, my friend's online coach. That's who I'm with at the moment. I'm not confident enough. I'm not really a people person. That's me too. If you the only way to win is to trust yourself. Is that what holds you back from getting started? Okay. It's always good to prove people wrong, isn't it? I remember I've thought about it in the past, but no, I probably didn't. So. Okay, so he says, yeah, definitely. Hopefully this time around, I'm gonna stick it out. I was always drinking before and skipping gym, having drinks and starting back up. This time around, are you going to minimize that, stay consistent, eventually start your own fitness biz? Right. So he hasn't even really displayed any interest. I guess if he has, he's saying that um, he's not dedicated to himself enough. Right. So you need to address this. This is going to be the bottleneck. So he's saying he's thought about it. There is the interest, but this is the problem. So you need to solve this problem before you push for. Have you ever had a business coach? Right. Because he didn't even say that. You still have an objection that needs to be handled before you move forward in the script. Does that make sense? Right. So if you
Yes.
don't handle that objection, you can't move forward in the script. Right. Because the objection is going to come back once you push for booking a call. He's going to say, I already told you I'm not confident in myself. right? So you have to handle this before you move to this, right? Because why? How is this? How is this even relevant if he's saying that he can't do it? You get what I'm saying, right? So you have to get him. You have to get him to convince himself that he can do it, that he does have the confidence, or that he can muster up the confidence to do something like this if he really wants to. And then once he says yes, like I agree, like I should do this, I can build the confidence, etc., whilst actually doing it. Because that's what I would ask him. Like, all right, well, how do you feel like you get confident with helping people? You help people, right? Like, do you feel like your confidence would grow if you were able to help somebody make the transformation that you've made? Yes. Okay. So, with that being said, like, do you think it's something that you would enjoy doing, like actually helping people achieve what you've achieved, like achieve, stop drinking, getting in the gym, X, Y, Z? Yes. Okay. Now we've handled that objection. Now we can move to the next phase of the script, right? So first we need to figure out, are there any other things that's holding him back, right? So is it just confidence, or is it not knowing how to get started? And then once he addresses, he's like, no, it's really just confidence. And well, typically that's not going to be the answer. He doesn't know. He's probably not going to know either. He'll be like, yeah, I just don't know how to get started. Then that's when you can ask this question, right? But he already gave us this. So like he's probably not even going to respond to your question because he already told you he doesn't want to do it. So you have to overcome that first. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely. Hopefully this time around I'm gonna stick it out. I was always drinking before I see the jam drinks. Are you want to minimize that? Yeah. Yeah, because I get what you're saying here, but yeah, that's the biggest thing is we just have to address this before we move forward in the script, right? Um, Damn, he responded 2 weeks later. Thanks, man. I've been training for 15 years now. Can you guys see this? Is it close enough? That's solid, bro. 15 years of experience. You got a lot to offer. Have you ever thought about coaching? Yeah, I've wanted to do some personal training. Just never got like some of the certifications for it. I do work in the medical field, though. Honestly, you don't need certification. You started, your results and experience matter most. What's stopping you from taking on a few clients now? Um, so he said that he's wanted to do it, right? Just never gotten the certs. So I wouldn't ask what's stopping you from taking a few clients on now because he already told you what stopped him, right? So now we need to figure out, is there anything else that stopped him? Because he already told you what stopped him was not having the certs, right? So what else has stopped you from starting the training, taking on clients? And then he'll give you some other excuse like, I just don't know how. And then that's how you segue into, all right, well, have you ever had help? But what's stopping you from taking on a few clients now? Where I work full-time medical, it's the only thing, somewhere to train. Most gyms don't take too kindly to freelance training. Have you ever thought about helping people online? But I don't know, I've never considered before. What do you think could be your biggest struggle getting started? Right. So like this question could have been asked like up here. Like other than that, like what's been your biggest, like what else do you think could hold you back from like going ahead and like starting to help people and potentially doing it online? Just the business side of things and marketing, I guess. All right, perfect. Hello. I don't know what this is, but have you ever worked with a business coach to help? I haven't honestly. Your content's good already. My use just went how to reach and how to market yourself. Um, but then, what question is supposed to come after this?
Do you think having that guidance and the plan would help?
Right? Because you're just pushing him straight to a call after he said he's never worked with anybody before. So supposed to get them to subconsciously feel like they're making the decision to go ahead and move forward and hop on the call, right? When you just go from this to this, you're missing a step where you need to get them to actually type out, yes, it would help me. Because when they type out, yes, it would help me, then when you say, would you be down to hop on a call to see if I can help, it makes more sense because they just said that it would help them to have that help. You get what I'm saying? That's why just the framework, like you can get crafty with your responses, but the questions are pretty like you pretty much need to ask the same questions. Um, so like with the messages I just sent, that I just showed you guys in the DMs, like I said, I responded and I actually had a conversation with them, but the questions remain the same. They're the same ones that we've been sending, that we had in the save replies on Instagram. So it's gonna be the same questions. Do you guys know the questions I'm talking about step by step? Goal, struggle, how long, here a coach, accountability plan. I know you guys know the fucking script. I know you guys know the script. You have to know the script. The amount of people that you guys have booked, you have to know. If you don't know that by heart by now, that's kind of crazy. What are you guys thinking? Hello?
Yes, we agree to
Everybody's
what
quiet.
you.
Everybody's quiet.
Yeah, we agree to what you've said, and sometimes we tend to skip the process or the script because we want to book them immediately to proceed to the next conversation or the next.
Yeah, so that's really what it is y'all are just trying to book the call as soon as possible. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. Do you guys have any questions for me or anything that you guys are struggling with that you like need help with?
Uh Me first. What if they respond that just send over your pitch. I know what you're doing. I know what you're trying to do or trying to say. What
What
approach should we?
say again? What I know kind of what you're saying, but I want to hear the verbiage that you used. What was the first part?
For example, they respond to the first message that I know what you're trying to do. Just send me the pitch already. Something like that. How should we approach that kind of?
Oh yeah, just send me the pitch. Well, I would just say I would be like, well, bro, um, they say I know what you're doing already. Just send me the pitch. Well, first I probably would reply sarcastically, like, bro, I don't even know if I can help you, so I'm not gonna pitch you. Um, but typically, are these people that are already coaching, or are these people that um, are like they haven't started yet?
Based on my observation, typically, most of them are doing coaching already.
Yeah, well, typically if somebody says something like that, I'd be like, well, bro, if if you've been coaching for a while and you think that I'm gonna pitch you without even knowing if I can help, then you probably need my help already. Like, I'm not gonna pitch you without even knowing if I can help. That doesn't really make sense, right? So, um, it'd be like, where is the coaching business at now? Like, are you trying to, or are you trying to grow it? That's probably what I would ask. Like, where are you trying to grow the business, or so I can even know what I need to pitch, right? Because you have to position it in a way that makes it seem like we're not trying to sell. You have to position it in a way. You have to position it in a way that makes it seem as if we're genuinely trying to help, right? So it's like, well, I don't even know if I can help you. So like, are you trying to grow the business, or are you cool with where you're at? Now, if they said they're cool with where they're at, then there's no point in continuing the conversation. But most people aren't. They're trying to grow the business, right? So when they say, okay, Yeah, I mean, I want to grow the business. All right, like, what's your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? I'm trying to get to 20K a month. All right, where are you at now? 10K a month. Okay, what's been your biggest struggle bridging that gap from 10 to 20? But you just have to take the frame, and then yeah, you just have to reframe, right? Because that's what they're doing when they start to ask, when they start to question, then they're trying to take the frame, right? So you have to pull them back into our frame, which means that you can't let them guide the conversation. You don't just answer what they're asking you, right? You reframe them. So it's like, all right, well, brother, I don't even know if I can help, so I can't really pitch you, or I'm not going to pitch you. But if you're trying to grow the business, I can see if I can help. Like, are you trying to grow the business? Always have to end with a question. Um, but yeah, like, that's the biggest thing is you always want to end with a question, and you want to guide them towards booking a call.
I
You
think,
understand? Did that
yeah,
answer your
Okay.
question though?
yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Nisi, Neri, what about y'all?
yeah. Do you have a recommended daily limit for outbound DM so we don't get flagged in TikTok?
Have you been getting
Since
flagged?
we, uh, mm, sometimes I can't send message, but do we need to change the quantity?
The
We need to
quantity?
slow the, yeah,
Um, well, if we're getting flagged, I think that's why, like, you remember when we first started, I was having you guys count to figure out, all right, how many can we comfortably do in an hour without getting flagged? Or if we hit a certain amount, like, and we're getting flagged, then we need to drop the quantity. Um, yeah, so really we just need to count, and it's there's probably going to be more factors than just quantity, because, like, sometimes people will report it as spam and a bunch of different things. Um, so there's going to be more variables than that. But that's the biggest thing that we can control is actually tracking the amount that we're doing every hour. And if we are getting flagged at a certain amount, that we just need to drop the amount. Because I would rather be able to send 200 instead of 250 and not get that count taken. You know, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So if 250 is working, or 80 a shift, which comes out to what, about 10 an hour. Um,
yeah.
I mean, if that's working, that's
Okay.
what, a message every 6 minutes. Then I would say keep doing that. But if it's not, if we're consistently getting flagged, then we may need to drop it
Yes.
from 10 an hour to like 8 or 7 or whatever that number looks like. We just have to track it in order to know.
Okay. Copy.
What about you, Neri?
I just want to clarify uh, for the reply that they asking, how about you? Is it okay to just, I'm hesitating to answer that question because I don't know the answer.
Okay, that's
But
cool.
can we say, Eddie, for example, I'm coaching about 3 years to 4 years. Is that okay with you, or
Well, the answer is like
you
two and a half. The answer is like
two
two.
and a half?
Oh,
Okay,
That's the answer. Coaching, two and a
okay,
half. Training, probably about 10 years.
okay.
10 years. Okay.
2.5.
I'm saying 7 years.
That's okay. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
5, 6, 8,
So,
1. I don't give a fuck what you say.
How can I ask what is your position in army? Sometimes
I'm an
people is
infantry officer.
asking
I'm an infantry officer.
infantry officer. Okay.
major officer.
They asking about your station. Infantry officer. Okay. Copy.
Okay. So infantry officer, rank,
Yeah.
first lieutenant, station, Arkansas, National Guard, drill in Memphis.
Okay. Copy.
Yeah, so they asked something about that, but that is the easiest way to build rapport.
Yes.
Somebody else being in the military and you being like, "Hey, I'm actually in the military too," they instantly trust you. And some of my best clients are in the military,
Yes.
and so like full time military too. So what else? You guys have any more questions? I know it's early there, isn't it?
Yes.
I know. I was wanting to run it at. I was saying like 11. I was texting Verge, but 11. Y'all are what? 12 hours ahead or behind? Ahead? I think y'all are ahead.
Ahead.
12 hours ahead. Yeah. Is it? It's August 7th there. The 7th. Yeah.
7 August 7.
Yeah. So
Morning.
11 o'clock would be. Would y'all rather do it later, or would y'all rather do it earlier? Like a call. Would y'all rather do like calls like this later or earlier?
I think
Uh,
earlier
You'd rather
for
do
me.
it. You'd rather do it in the
I
morning than at night?
Yes.
Crazy. What about y'all? Ferds, Nisi. Is y'all's preference like
yeah.
earlier or later?
It's for me. It's okay. It's 5
That
a.m. I 5 p.m. in your time and 5 a.m.
yeah,
here.
1 p.m. Sorry, 4 to 5
Yeah, dog, I'm not staying up till
Yeah.
1 a.m., so that's not happening. He's like, yeah, midday for me sounds perfect. I'm not doing this shit at 12 a.m. So, would you guys rather do it earlier or later? I'm thinking if you'd rather do it earlier, well, yeah, I mean, I may be able to do something anywhere from like 5 to 8 in the afternoon if you guys would rather do it earlier, yeah, or in the morning, but it's going to be later for you guys. I'm saying based on your time zone, would you rather do the calls earlier or later?
For me, 5 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. EST, which it covers my shift, so that's totally fine with me. I don't know
He's
if
like, I'm going to be up anyway, so he's like, Nisi
yeah,
and Mary can wake up. All
It's
right,
Yeah.
okay with me.
all
Yeah.
right.
It's
See,
okay. Just yeah. No worries. The schedule.
hey, and Derek, you're talking about some. Are you gonna fire me? Nisi's trying to leave. I seen her in her Go High Level course.
No, I just want to upscale.
I seen you post that. I seen you in your CRM course. I'm not. I
No,
just
I'm not.
part. I'm messing with you. Learn all this.
I love
Hey,
I love
learn,
my job here.
learn
I
all the
don't want to leave. I
skills.
just want to add some, skills.
That's a good skill set to have. That's
Yeah.
a great skill
I'm
set to
not
have.
trying to leave.
I'm just messing with you. Um, but yeah, no, I'm partnering with a team now that's doing like the media buying. They're running the ads, building all the funnels, all the automations in Go High Level. So it's definitely a great skill set to have because yeah. But yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, I appreciate you guys. I know it's early, but I think this was productive. Do you guys feel like you got some value? I feel like it helped. So I'm thinking Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Today's Thursday. But I was thinking like from now on, at least 2 to 3 times a week we should meet. Um, yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we'll talk about it. But that's kind of where I'm at. You guys said about 4 or 5 is ideal, and we'll make it work. I'm sure we'll have to shift it around some, but we'll make it work. We'll coordinate. So, all right, y'all have a good day. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lilian.